What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I got a couple of people I want to shout out as far as their donations to the channel. Salute to the brother Aaron for showing love once again. And I'm a little bit late with acknowledging this one. I think he sent this May 31st. He says, thank you for your post acknowledging the passing of Loretta Swit. And you may remember I posted, I think it was Memorial Day, Loretta Swit, best known for her role as Major Margaret Houlihan, aka Hot Lips, on the series MASH, which aired from 1972 to 1983. She passed away at the age of 87. I think rather unexpectedly, from what I could tell. So salute to you, man. Yeah, I love watching MASH. You know, I didn't like that show at first. When I was a kid, I thought it was so boring. But I started watching it, I think it was the winter of 2009. I started watching it, and I think it was coming on the Hallmark network at that time, the Hallmark network, and I just got hooked on it. And anyway, salute to you. I also want to give a shout out to the brother Kevin Ramos for the $10 donation via the Cash App. He says, excellent podcast. Thanks, man. I'm glad you liked the show. I don't know whether you were talking about that specific video upload that I put up this morning or just the podcast in general, but salute to you, man. We're going to tell the truth when it comes to LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's not a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no allegiance to support him because he's thrown so many black people on the bus. So, you know, people can try to come at me from that angle. It don't work. I think he's a charlatan. He's a fraud. And he has cheated the game in so many different ways. And he will be exposed, I believe, one day. So let's talk about this right here. So Gilbert Arenas has let it be known for years that he's not a fan of Karl Anthony Towns' game. Okay. He said from early on this year, he said that he thought that the Knicks trade to acquire Karl Anthony Towns was a mistake. And he's been adamant about the fact that he thinks that Karl Anthony Towns, although very talented, as he puts it, does a lot of stupid things out there in the basketball court. Okay. He's critiqued his defense. He's critiqued his shot selection, amongst other things. Okay. But recently, on an episode of his podcast, Gilbert Arenas, I don't know, man. Like, Gilbert is very suspect to me, man. I'm just gonna put it like that. He's very suspect, and he critiqued Karl Anthony Towns' body to a point where, I guess he thinks that Karl Anthony Towns is not built like a man. He frequently calls him Bigfoot, and this is a snippet of what he said.
After all on Cat himself, it's him. It's his physical makeup: long legs, short torso, big ass feet. There's nothing he can do. He's built like a whole fucking bitch. He's built like a female. Like
Clip that. Fuck that.
Am I saying something wrong? Look, he's built like a girl.
No.
He has girl hips. He's like a full WNBA player.
You know, I don't know what's wrong with some of these guys today. I've never looked at Karl Anthony Towns and thought to myself that he looks anything like a woman. I don't know where that's coming from. Does he have big feet? Yeah, I guess you could say he has big feet. Shaq has enormous feet. Will Purdue had big ass feet. I got big ass feet. You know, I'm 6'2", and I have a size 17 shoe. Okay, like that's just a physical anomaly, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what are you doing looking at this man's hip? Like his hips? Like, what do you? I don't get it. I don't. Gilbert projects a lot of suspect things, man. This is the same dude that said that he wouldn't mind having what was that rapper? Saucy Santana twerk for him. It's a whole dude, man. It's a whole dude. Then there's a guy that recently came out and said that he was on tape saying that he paid a fellow WNBA player $10,000 to twerk for him. Now you talking about this dude's hips, and he got childbearing hips basically, and his body's built like a WNBA player. Like, I don't know, man. I think Gilbert is telling us a lot. He's telling us without telling us. That's how I kind of look at that. Like, Gilbert is trying to tell us something without telling us. But about Cat, right? Now, this is how I feel about that trade. I still think that Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle was a win in itself for the Knicks, right? Over the Timberwolves. But I do think the Knicks gave up too much, giving up Dante DiVincenzo. I think they gave up too much for Cat. I said that before, and I still think that. I think they gave up a little bit too much for Dante DiVincenzo. And I agree with some things that he has said about Cat. Cat's not a great defender. Cat does make a lot of the mistakes out there defensively. And sometimes I do think Cat falls in love too much with the three-point shot. And I don't like the fact that he doesn't have the blow away speed or the blow by speed of a Giannis or prime LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like when he starts his motor, like when he's driving to the basket. I don't like when he starts it damn near going toward the three-point line. Then you set yourself up for charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that part of his game. But, then again, we're comparing players today who are a full generation away from the having the traditional big man and their knowledge of how to attack the post and how to play in the post, and how to score in the post. They've been removed for 15 years, basically. I mean, when was the last time we had a star player in his prime be an excellent post player? Like, Tim Duncan hasn't really been in his prime since the tail end of the Bush administration or the very beginning of the Obama administration, right? Shaq hasn't been in his prime since 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So it's been so long. And Dwight Howard was never a great post player. So who do they have as far as examples? Olajuwon? Olajuwon ain't playing over 20 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I give Cat some... I give him some leeway on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't understand why people always are attacking Cat and his lack of defense, but they don't ever have to say anything about Jalen Brunson. They never say anything about Jalen Brunson and, you know what I'm saying, his horrible defense at times. Not to mention the fact he's also an undersized guard. And very rarely do undersized guards, when you look at it from a historical perspective in the NBA, when you look at it from history, very rarely do a undersized guard lead a team to a championship. It almost never happens. Curry is a point guard, right? But I wouldn't say he's undersized at 6'3", 6'3.5". He's right about average as far as point guard is concerned. Iverson was undersized, never won a title. You know what I'm saying? It just almost never happens. Also, another reason why I don't like to go on Karl Anthony Towns is the fact that we pick and choose who's supposed to play defense. Karl Anthony Towns is not a great defender, but I've seen him give effort. And if you give effort, at the very least, that's commendable. Yeah, he makes mistakes and he does some things that piss me off. But do you guys know how hard it is to sit there and try to play defense, trying to guard somebody in this era with switching, where you guarding somebody that's fucking 50 pounds lighter or 60 pounds lighter and 6 inches shorter than you? It's difficult. So my thing is, don't sit there and critique Karl Anthony Towns and use all of these, you know what I'm saying, inflammatory terminology to try to insult him. But then when it comes to a guy like Jokic, when he's making defensive mistakes, everybody else on the team supposed to just clean up his mistakes all the time. Everybody else supposed to just, you know, ignore the fact that opponents are shooting damn near 70% of the rim against him. You're supposed to ignore that, though, because of all the other things he do. And that's another thing. What the fuck is Gilbert doing critiquing anybody on defense? I've never seen Gilbert shut anybody down. This nigga Gilbert, you can find on YouTube. This nigga Gilbert let a 40-year-old John Stockton cook him for almost 30 points. Go look at it again. I think Stockton had like 26, 27, 28 points. Stockton was damn near 40 and was cooking Gilbert Arenas. He might have been 40, now that I think about it. He might have been 40. Cooking Gilbert Arenas. Only thing people remember Gilbert about is that 60-point game he had about Kobe. Against Kobe, right? But Karl Anthony Towns got 2 60-point games. One of the main things people think about or remember when it comes to Gilbert Arenas was that 60-point game against Kobe and this idiot bringing a gun to a locker room. That's it. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team, this Knicks team, they achieved a lot. They went to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. I know my opinion is in the minority, but I actually agree with the Tom Thibodeau firing. I don't think that he's the type of coach. I think they've pretty much have maxed out with what they can do with Tom Thibodeau. And, you know what I'm saying, I don't know who's going to replace Tom Thibodeau, but I think Mike Malone should be a candidate. But whoever the case may be, whatever the case may be, I agree with them firing him, man. I don't think he's a championship coach. I think he's better off as a defensive assistant or something to that effect. I just don't think that he is a championship coach. Whenever I see him in these different series, whoever he's coaching against, for the most part, when the round goes higher, he tends to get outcoached. And there's no excuse for the Knicks losing both games at home at the beginning of the series. Period. And a lot of that had to do with rotations. And a lot of that had to do with strategy. It wasn't just, oh, this guy missed a shot, that guy missed a shot. I'm tired of how some coaches, they get passes when their teams lose, but other coaches, it's always on them. It's always on a Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? It's always on, a Darvin Ham. Shit, Darvin Ham went to a Western Conference Finals a couple years ago with a far less deep roster with the Lakers. Nobody gave him any fucking credit except for us. So if Darvin Ham sucked then goddamn Tom Thibodeau sucked.